Hello everyone, Rika here, and I wanted to just talk about something that I've been, like, thinking about recently, because it's been happening to me more and more recently than it has, I guess, in the past few years when it started happening. So let me just start by telling you my theory. Now, I'm sure it has its own name. I'm sure it does. I dubbed it the pallet jack theory. So it's a theory that once you see a pallet jack or work around a pallet jack, you start to notice these pallet jacks more and more um, in your day to day life, in video games, in movies. You just notice that they're around a lot more, right? Well, this started happening to me after I worked in the back room of a retail store because we were using pallet jacks a lot. And then all of a sudden, pallet jacks were popping up in almost every game I was playing. And I never had really noticed them before. And it isn't like I was just playing brand new games. I was playing games I have played before, and never once did it dawn on me that these things existed. Like, I'm sure I saw them. I'm sure they were always there. Because they're there. Obviously, they're an asset in the game. Or, going to a retail store in real life. You start noticing, employees actually walking with pallet jacks. Or, like, or just them sitting around the store. Or maybe they're underneath a pallet up against, the rack that some product is on. This is stuff you probably never noticed before, or if you did, you were just like, right? But then once you start working with them, it's almost like you feel like you see them everywhere. You can't escape these pallet jacks, right? So, why am I talking about this theory? It's like, well, obviously you've been dealing with this for years, so why would you care now that you're seeing so many pallet jacks? It's not that! It's not that! It has extended into vocabulary! Okay? Now, maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe I am. It's probably true. I might just be insane. Who knows? Joking aside, the reason I'm making this video, and I wasn't gonna make it, because, yeah, I heard one content creator say this, but then another, and then another. And so far, it's been, popping up in most videos that well, not most videos, but a lot of videos, and I've never heard this term before. Okay, so, now that I've got that out of the way, I'm going to explain. So, I have been working with a friend on a project, and he told me a term that I'd never heard of before. And you can call it just zeitgeist, cultural zeitgeist, whatever. I've been hearing both running rampant through videos. I've never heard this term before. I've never heard this term before until he told me what it meant. Now I hear it everywhere. Is this just something that has been in, content I've been watching, and because I've never known what it meant, I never paid attention, but now that it's been brought to my attention by a friend of mine, and he explained to me what the term means, now all of a sudden I'm picking up on it? Right? I'm insane, right? I just didn't pay attention to before, right? I don't know. I almost feel like I should go back and watch a bunch of videos that I've watched before and see if any of the content creators that I've been watching that have been saying this term have ever said it before. I don't know. And it's not really driving me insane or anything. I just thought it was very interesting. Because I wonder if this is something that could be taken as like a psychological phenomenon, right? Now that you have a bit of information that has been presented to you, now all of a sudden you hear it everywhere. Or you see it everywhere. Just like the pallet jacks, right? Eh? So, I'm sure that whatever I'm talking about right now has its own term. But because it started happening to me with pallet jacks, I've always deemed this theory the pallet jack theory. But now I'm curious to learn more new things and see now if those things start like popping up in my everyday life. And I'm just is it like I want to start just I don't know where I want to start, but I want to start like testing this theory to see if it happens. Like maybe look up some obscure term that I'm sure cultural zeitgeist is probably not that far off. I just don't have the world's greatest vocabulary, right? I'm sure this is a popular term, and I'm sure that a lot of people probably use it and know what it means. Probably most of you in watching this video know what it means. If you don't, think of it like a pop culture thing, right? Like what pop culture means, that's the gist of what cultural zeitgeist means. And that's just in layman's terms. There's probably more nuance to it than that, but I'm just going to go with that for those of you who were like me and didn't really know what it meant, and I don't really want to try to explain it because I don't think I remember exactly how my friend explained it to me, but still, let's just go with pop culture because that's probably a better term that most people use, and I've heard them used together as well. Because one of the videos I was watching today, I was doing some research for another video, and the guy used zeitgeist and pop culture in the same sentence. And so maybe that's why it's stuck with me right now, right? Because I was like, zeitgeist, pop culture. So that's where my mind is right now relating these two, but I'm pretty sure that they're pretty close. And like I said, any of you guys who really, really know what the term means and everything, you guys can leave comments and let everybody know. I'm just trying to explain it the best way I know how to explain it without trying to remember exactly how my friend described it to me. Because right now my brain is scattered. I just got over being sick, and now, like, it's kind of freaking me out a little bit, but not to the extent where it's like scary. It's just weird to me that this is what's going on. Right? So now, like I said, I want to test this theory. I want to look up some obscure like topic, learn about it, and then see if I start hearing people talking about it or see it in my day-to-day life, right? So now I'm almost like gonna be looking for stuff like that. Now it's like, oh, this isn't something I've seen before. Have I noticed this thing before? When I go out to a store, I'm going to be looking around and be like, do I see anything different? Have I ever noticed this thing before? And then I'm going to be paying attention at other stores. And you know what I mean? It's like my brain is going off on a weird tangent. And maybe this all sounds crazy, and maybe I'm going off on a weird rant, but I had to get this out, and it gave me an excuse to play the pedestrian. So, you know what? Win-win in my book, because I got to talk about the thing that I'm kind of obsessing about right now, and I got to play the pedestrian. So, there you go. Anyway, I guess that's probably where I'll end it, because I don't want to ramble too hard on this topic, but I just had to bring it to somebody's attention so that somebody maybe can tell me if the same thing has happened to them, or if they know what this phenomenon is called, because I'm sure it's not called the pallet jack theory. I'm sure it has its own name, but I couldn't tell you what it is. So I just dubbed it the pallet jack theory. And if you guys like that, you can use it too. I don't care. I'm not trademarking it, just because I came up with it. Or maybe I didn't come up with it. Maybe it's already out there as a theory. Who knows? But I looked it up. I didn't see anybody mentioning like pallet jack theory. And when I looked up pallet jack theory, it was kind of like, this is how you use a pallet jack. So, but anyway, I'm rambling. And I was going to write a script for this, but I felt like writing a script for this wouldn't have been good because I wouldn't have been able to get out my energy and my passion about what I'm talking about. I felt like doing this off the cuff was going to be way better for me than trying to write all of this down and trying to process how to tell you guys about this. Because it's, for me, sometimes the way my brain works, it's just better for me to turn on the camera and just start talking. And I'm sure there's a lot of you who relate to that. I'm sure. So if you guys, like I said, if you guys know if this actually has a term and is already some sort of like psychological study that I could look into, maybe I'll make another video about the study, because I'm very interested to see if this is something that happens to like more people, or am I just weird? So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in whatever I do next. And just remember, everything blue is awesome. Rika, signing out.